Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series on the MPC. Atari over on my Discord server asked how to go about, resampling or recording loops from a program or key group or an external instrument. And however you do that, it's completely fine. Normally I would do this to kind of resample something as a clip or a piece of audio so that I could take an external synth and switch it to a different sound and then record some new stuff, or record multiple versions of the same melody so I could layer things and filter them and get different effects. But let's just we'll go in. We're getting an empty project, and I'm going to go over a few things that you guys might know, but let's just go take a random drum kit. Doesn't really matter what it is. And the first thing I usually do, just as I talk about for my own hygiene here, is I'm just going to name this kick, and let's just get something going. So I'm just going to go look, make sure it landed stuff where I expected. Okay, we got it. So we can leave that, keep going. I'm going to go to another track, and we're going to use the same program because, well, that's part of the challenge, is how do we do it? And let's go name it. We're just going to name this snare, and we're going to do that. And let's just go back into record mode. I don't even know if we're going to do 1, 3, and I'm just going to draw it in instead of trying to play this. So let's just listen. Okay, well, that first hit, it was throwing me because it sounded like it was in the wrong spot. So we just got something pretty simple here. Let's go in and we'll get hi-hats. Let's go hats. And I'm going to call this hats 1. So we got this one pattern. I stopped at the end. Let's see what this has on it. So this is just similar but noisy. I'm going to stop this. So let's say we want to do a second pattern, and we're going to go main. I'm going to go make another track. Not this. We're going to go hats 2. And the reason why I'm doing this is this will be kind of why you might want to do this, is maybe you want 2 different patterns. And whoops, I am going to hit undo because I forgot. I need to go mute this. I'm muting track 3, come to track 4. I want to be able to play this without the other track going. So you can probably hear it was playing some of the notes I wasn't actually playing, but we now have a different pattern. And a couple of things we can do here. Let me go back to main. I can go mute. I can mute and unmute between them. I have to hit both of them by hand. Normally I would just go time division. I usually do quarter notes here, have time and correct on. So it won't switch until the quarter note. So it'll kind of stay in time. But this allows me to do stuff like take in and out different elements of the drum track. So could be handy, could be cool, but you got to remember to do all these things this way, and that's fine. Now, let's say instead I wanted to be able to actually just have these patterns differently, because maybe I'm rendering out for something else I'm working on, or I want to play a different sound. Well, what we would probably do here, at least what I would do, is I'd go to the mixer. So I just double tapped mix on live here, and I'm going to go over, I got to go this way. So I'm going to go resample left and right. And if I play, we can see we're getting the sound coming through, which is fine. Now there's a couple ways to do this. One would be using looper, one's using the sampler. I'm going to go, again, with this set to resample, I'm just going to hit arm, and when I hit play, it's going to count in, and as soon as it starts getting these hats, it's going to record it. I just want to make sure I get the full loop in. So I'm going to stop there, and we'll just call this, I think this was hats 1. loop. So now I've got it. I'm going to hit keep. So I keep it. Oh, wait, I just assigned it to one of the pad. Yeah, I just assigned it right here. Not what we want. So let's go fix that. Sorry, didn't mean to be going off script so much here, but this is supposed to be not hats loop 1. I think it was just, it's going to be one of these. We'll find it. I just wish that this view was a little wider, but we get what we get. It's going to be one of these. Okay, there we go. So I've repaired my mistake here, but what we can do is, let's say we want to mute all these, and we just want that hat with the snare in it going. I'm able to now come in and make a new program. So let's go, we'll call this like clips. All right. Now, instead, we go new program, we go program 2. I'm going to hold menu and just hit pad 14. That's how I've got this set up. And then I can come in here and hit pad loops 1. Oh, I put it on pad 3. I want it on pad 1. Let's go back here, turn that off. We're going to stop everything. So what I can do now is if I just record a loop, I can hit this and it's going to play those sounds. And because it's only going to play the one note, it will keep playing and it'll re-trigger when it hits the 1.1, which is, I think for me, it's what I was looking for. That's good. Now, a problem with this is if I hit stop, it's going to keep playing. And that sample I recorded is actually longer than one loop. And there's one other thing to keep in mind is that if I was to set this sample to loop forever, it actually, the MPC has an envelope decay that it will slowly kind of take that sound down. So honestly, using drum programs to play extended or very long loops or clips or just like stems, whatever you want to call it, isn't necessarily the best way to do it because it'll go forever. On the flip side, we do have a actual clip mode. I'm just going to go over here and we can load things up as clips, but you need to have them be like properly created loops. Otherwise they're going to start doing weird things. And to get the loops, you'd need to use the resampler or the looper, not resampler. So if we're going to do this as well, let's say I want to record the same thing over. Let's go back. I'm going to go to clips. I'm just going to mute this because it's the same as this, but let's say we want to make a loop that is kick, snare, and hats. I'm then going, now I can play it. It's going to just play those pieces. And if I go to mute here, mix, I'm just checking mix because I can see here that it's just coming from this program. It's not coming from this clip program that I created, and it's not coming from the program 002 that I created that has that that hats 1 loop in it. So we got kick, we got snare, we've got the hats version 1. And if I want to go hats 2, I can do that as well and just play it. So we're all good. I'm going to go in. I'm going to hold menu. For me, it's pad 10 to get into looper. And again, we're just going to switch this to resample LNR. And what we need to do is arm record, and it's going to go in and record, and then it's going to start playing afterwards. And you're going to hear it. You just start getting like a phasing because it's playing like both at the same time. This is only a 2-bar loop, so I only need to do this once, but let's go arm it again. I'm going to hit play, and you'll see it's going to start recording as soon as it triggers. And now it sounds louder. You might hear some phasing. The reason why is because you can see here, it says it's playing the loop is one thing. So I can stop it playing. And now it's playing. If we go back to here, we can see it's playing the content of these. So we can come in and just mute them to stop it. And if I go back into the looper with menu and pad 10, I can hit play again. And the nice thing with this looper is it will start and stop in time with your sequencer. It's smart enough to record perfectly aligned loops. So with this loop created, I can go export, and again, we can do another one. We'll just go hat. No, this is like drum. This is like a drum comp, drum 0, 1. So we can take that. I don't want to assign it to anything. So let's just say, I'm going to scroll this over to none. It will say save. Whoop. Sorry, I want to do export, not save. Keep. So we've now got it. We have that sample. If I go to sample edit, we can see in here we got drum 0, 1. We can select it. That's what was the content of the loop. And I can hold down menu, looper, and we can just go here and go clear. Now it's not playing. So again, we can do what we were doing before, where we can go back to track 5. I'm going to go hit the assign samples button here, and you can see we got drum 0, 1. We can drag that over, go menu. We still have it playing the hats and it's muted, but so it's not actually triggering this, but I'm going to just cut that out, and we unmute it, and I can just hit the overdub, and when it comes back around, we'll just play it. And now we're going to find it's going to behave similar to what we just had, but when I hit stop, it's going to keep playing until the end of the bar, but it's not going to just kind of keep wandering off from what we had recorded. So the reason why I'm showing you this is if you have something that's got like reverb or echo or something that you want to carry over, you probably want to use the sampler to resample your content. If you want something that you can align very tightly to the length of your bars or measures for whatever your song is, you probably want to use looper mode. Play around with both and see which one works best for you. But the other thing, and more what Atari was kind of getting at, was using a plugin. So I'm going to like kind of have one synth do multiple sounds, which is totally a fine thing to do. We're just going to go to track 9, and I'm going to go plugin. Let's just grab something. Doesn't terribly matter what this is. Let's go Jura. Let's see if we can find. See if we can find something that sounds kind of nice here. Let's go bass res. So, okay, we've got that, and we'll just record this as, we'll say, I'll go ARP. Let's do it. We'll do like a ARP on this. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to hold note repeat. I'm going to hit ARP, and we're going to go enable, and let's see. That's fine. So we're going to record the ARP in here for MIDI. So we've got some notes in here. We're going to scroll up, but you can see we got some notes in here, and that's going to play. And there's nothing stopping us from also like going up higher. Well, I don't want the ARP on now. Let's go turn ARP off. Just turn up, disable the arpeggiator. So now we can play something else on track 10, and we'll go, I don't know, maybe this is more like a melody or something. We'll see how I play it out, but and you can already hear the problem. It's like it's zippering around because the arpeggiator is playing content, and this has probably got a setting where it's not polyphonic, so it's kind of bouncing around really quick. So the first thing I want to do, we're going to go back and let's mute the ARP, and we're going to try and record something that is an ARP sound, or I mean a melody. So you can see that has one sound to it. Turn this down a little. And if I come back and, oops, I hit stop and yeah, I forgot. So if I unmute this, it's going to sound wrong. Because you can hear it's like zipping up and down as it's trying to do like a legato or something. And that's not what we want. We want to have an ARP and we want to have this other melody. So again, like going back, this is where I would suggest you want to use the looper. So hold menu, we're going to go into looper. Again, make sure you're set to resample left and right. Hit overdub. We know that this is a 2-bar loop. And we just hit play. And now we're getting this recorded. And again, it's going to be louder because it's doubling up. So I just disabled play. Let's go to export. Let's say we'll call this melody 01. Done. Keep. We've got it. So now we can clear. And we can mute this. Or unmute and mute this. There we go. Now we're back into the correct space for this. So now we can go hold menu and go looper, and we can now go overdub, hit play again, and we can record what we want. So this gets us the ARP. Again, it's louder, so we're going to turn play off here. We'll go export, say loop 01, or actually ARP 01, sorry. So we've got that. We can say keep, and now we can go either use the existing program or do a new program, but we can mute. What I would do at this point would be mute these 2 tracks. They're available for us to go back to if we need to edit them and re-record stuff. But beyond that, I would say we go back to the drum track, and we can use program 01 just to have something different. Doesn't really matter. Go assign samples, and go ARP, and now we can go melody 01. And again, maybe we just, personally, I would set these as 2 separate tracks, but you can kind of manage these however you want. Like we could do both on this one track and do ARP and melody and say done. And I'll just trigger the 2 at the beginning. Now, probably going to hear, oh, whoops, because of the resample, I recorded the drums in there. So we need to go actually re-record these. Whoops. Let's go back. Mute. We need to, actually it's the clips. That's the one that messed me up. All right. We're going to fix this. It's not a problem, but it is good to remember. So you can hear that's got the drum and that's got the drum. We don't want that. So we're going to come back in. Let's go erase. We'll just get rid of these 2 because it sounds like a cacophony. All right. One more time. We're going to go back here. Let's just do melody first. We'll just call it melody 02. It's fine to have the drums and other stuff in it. We can make as many versions of these things as we want. So we're going to go menu, looper. We'll go clear, record, hit play. There we go. Because I'm trying to talk at the same time and think through all this stuff and explain it, I just missed it and messed up. So we've got this now. You can go export, go melody 02, say keep. We've now got it. Let's clear this, go back to main, mute it. We're gonna go ARP, we'll unmute the ARP, menu, looper to get in. We'll record. Actually, you don't have to stop. Like it will record in the right time to kind of trigger back again. But I just like to kind of have everything settled and stop so you don't have like a long running reverb or something going. But anyway, let's do this. There we go. So turn play off, export, ARP 02. And we'll go keep. Now we've got it. So we go main. We can mute this. We don't need this playing anymore. We can go back to our ARP melody here. And let's go assign samples. I'm going to leave these 2 because there's like, it doesn't hurt having them around. But we're going to put melody 2 here. And we'll go ARP 2 here. Back to main. So now we have them both playing. And because we sampled it, we're not getting like that zippering effect. Another important thing is now we can bring in the kicks and snares and hi-hats as we'd like. And I could even do this. like we just have the instrument, so we can just play the melody by itself, but we know that we can't play the ARP by itself, or the melody and ARP together by themselves. But we can, again, just bring stuff in and out as we like. I would probably personally have split the ARP melody here into 2 separate tracks, but I hope that helps explain, show some of the stuff that you can do with tracks on the MPC, how to resample, how to kind of put things together with the looper or the sampler and kind of get you guys going. So anyway, guys, thanks for stopping by. Keep making music, keep having fun. Remember, if it sounds good, it is good. Call your mom, drink some water, and peace.